I'm doing right now. My shoulder broke, but we still getting to the money. We still count paper. This ain't a pump and dump, baby.
Career that you have any respect for? No, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. I never wanted to work with.
I'll buy your masters. You ready? I will buy your masters.
Rick Ross just pulled one of the boldest moves on Big Meech, and now rumors say Meech confronted him about it. 50 Cent's been clowning the situation non-stop, throwing shade every chance he gets. But here's the real kicker. Everyone saw this coming except Meech himself. The internet is losing its mind over this, treating it like the finale of a blockbuster series. But honestly, what did Meech expect messing with someone who's got ties to law enforcement? This story just keeps getting messier by the day. Ever since Rick Ross threw him under the bus, 50 Cent's been firing off slick posts aimed at both Big Meech and Lil Meech, leaving fans piecing together all the hidden shots. But what really shocked everyone was seeing Big Meech, fresh out after all these years, hanging around with Rick Ross like they've been tight forever. Knowing Ross and 50 been beefing heavy for years, Meech linking up with him instead of standing by 50 had the streets talking loud. Big Meech out here grinning in photos with Ross like they've been best friends since day one. It had to sting for 50, even if he tried to play it cool. And while Lil Meech been posting about real power, just to stir things up, Big Meech added more fuel to it by teaming up with Floyd Mayweather. Sure, Meech's name helped 50 make millions, but at least 50 built something solid from it. Meanwhile, Ross just played the game slick, chasing clout, soaking up attention, and hyping his ego, all while knowing this drama was about to explode big time. And just when the pressure hit its peak, things took another turn. Before people could even wrap their heads around it, Ross had already slipped out the back like nothing happened. Fans started saying he kept Big Meech at a distance because of that shoulder injury, but let's be real. That was just an excuse so he wouldn't have to face the heat. Word on the street is Ross flipped the game again, running that same slick boss token crypto hustle. After folks realized how he played the ones who trusted him with their money, the internet nicknamed him Rug Ross. And get this, he supposedly hurt his shoulder right after lying to Big Meech and getting called out online. Talk about timing.
I'm doing right now. My shoulder broke, but we still getting to the money. We still count paper. This ain't a pump and dump, baby.
So yeah, you could say he hit the ground hard, literally and publicly. Behind the scenes, Ross allegedly dumped most of those tokens, kept a couple just to cash out later, and flipped the profits into his real estate ventures. If Ross hadn't been blocking his shine, Big Meech might have been setting himself up for a major comeback. But instead, every move Meech made just kept backfiring. And now, Lil Meech is catching strays too. The internet's been clowning the whole situation, saying that friendship with Ross crashed faster than anyone expected. Actor Michael Rainey Jr. even jumped in, saying he doesn't feel bad for either of them. They're both grown men who should have seen this coming. Meanwhile, 50's in the background doubling down, making sure everyone remembers exactly who called it first.
Do I feel bad for Lil Meech? I don't feel bad for no grown man on this planet. Like, I'm a grown man. Why the fuck I gotta feel bad for another grown man? Like, you a grown man too, nigga. You asking for my sympathy for it, nigga. You be alright. Nigga.
Everybody knows 50 Cent doesn't play when it comes to personal beef. Once you cross that man, it's game over. He'll burn the whole thing down just to prove his point, and everyone in the industry knows it. Rick Ross has a track record that keeps catching up with him. Big Meech wasn't the first to get caught in one of his messy plays. He's done this before. There was even talk about him leaving his own people hanging during a wild situation up in Canada, then coming back later, trying to spin it like he was just testing their loyalty. That's cold. But honestly, Ross been moving like that since day one. He saw how this story would unfold long before anyone else, especially once Whack 100 started calling him out for stirring the pot. When it comes down to it, Ross was never truly in Big Meech's corner. From the start, he played the role of a friend while quietly setting up his own win. He hyped Meech up, talking about helping him get back on top, while showing him off like they were tight. But behind the scenes, he was pushing him away from 50. it was all smoke and mirrors, and Whack 100 wasn't lying. If Ross really wanted to help Meech get back on his feet, he would have kept things quiet and handled business with respect. Instead, he went public, tossing shade at 50, running his mouth, and acting like he was about to take over the BMF story. Now he's completely silent on the situation, and all that hype has vanished. Ross is back to focusing on whatever fills his pockets, and Meech clearly ain't part of that picture anymore. Word on the street is that Ross might have been the real reason Big Meech's welcome home benefit got called off, but he had everyone thinking it was 50's fault instead. Turns out, Ross didn't want Meech shining too bright or getting that big comeback moment. He wanted him to stay low-key while he played the good guy role for the cameras. Even when 50 posted that message saying, "I had nothing to do with this. Please stop calling my phone. I sincerely hope you have a nice day today. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm stronger than you think I am." Fans knew something deeper was going on. A lot of people didn't think Ross was really capable of that kind of move. But now everything's starting to make sense. That BMF track he dropped had Big Meech believing Ross was showing him love. But maybe it was never about respect. It was about image. What if Ross always wanted to be Big Meech, not just rap about him? Think about it. Ross has a long history of using big names to boost his own brand, especially ones tied to real legends from the streets. That's not even up for debate. It's been part of his whole image for years. His entire rap persona came from the name of the real Rick Ross, who was actually serving time when the rapper first blew up. And when the real man came home, he called Ross out publicly and even took him to court over it.
Feel about the rapper Rick Ross having the same name?
Well, the fact that he stole my name, not that we had the same name, he actually stole my whole story, my identity, the whole thing. You know, he built his career off of my legacy.
The case dragged on for years, filed around 2010, and by 2013, the judge ended up siding with the rapper after he argued that his stage name was simply a character he created. So when you look at the pattern, it's hard not to see how Ross mastered the art of turning real-life figures into stepping stones for his own success. Ross got a pattern. He makes it look like he's loyal, then switches sides the moment it benefits him. This latest situation with Big Meech isn't new. He's pulled similar moves before, even with other big names in the game. Back in 2021, folks were already calling him out for using Larry Hoover's name to boost his image while the man was still behind bars. Ross kept dropping his name in tracks, hyping himself up, but never actually doing anything to support the people he claimed to stand with. Fans caught on quick, and they weren't holding back. So when 50 Cent says he never respected Ross as a man, it hits different now. It's no surprise 50's probably grinning from ear to ear watching this chaos unfold. He didn't even have to lift a finger before it all fell apart. While Ross out here chasing attention, 50's been stacking wins, pushing business deals, and setting up new moves like the boss he's always claimed to be. Meanwhile, Big Meech and Lil Meech seem to be out here scrambling, bouncing from one connection to another, trying to stay in the spotlight. And let's not forget, Ross tried clowning 50, saying he was broke and couldn't get the funding for his own film company. But surprise, reports say that loan just got cleared a few days ago. Now the tables have turned, and 50's proving once again that he's built different. What really had people talking, though, was Ross recently bragging about buying 50's music masters. Now fans are dragging that claim, saying it sounds wild in hindsight. With everything flipping back on him, it's looking like Ross might have overplayed his hand this time. Even though it's too late for 50 to step in and help Big Meech or pull Lil Meech back on track, one thing's for sure. Everybody's walking away from this one with a hard-earned lesson. Now, here's where things really heat up. After all that back and forth, folks say Ross been trying to play damage control, calling up old connects, posting motivational quotes, and acting like he's unbothered. But the truth? He's been feeling that pressure heavy. The internet never forgets, and fans keep digging up receipts faster than he can delete posts. Meanwhile, 50's been quiet. Too quiet. You already know when he goes silent. That means he's plotting something big. People close to him claim he's gearing up to drop a whole new project, one that might flip the entire BMF storyline again. And if that's true, Ross better brace himself, because once 50 locks in, it's game over. Big Meech, on the other hand, seems like he's trying to rebuild his image, keeping things business only, staying away from unnecessary noise. But that doesn't stop social media from spinning rumors left and right. Every picture, every post gets turned into another theory about who's loyal, who's fake, and who's just cashing out while the dust settles. Lil Meech been catching side eyes too. Some say he's distancing himself from both camps, trying to protect his acting career and not get dragged deeper into this mess. Still, you can't deny the tension in the air. And just when everyone thought the drama couldn't go any further, boom, a fresh twist hit the timeline. Rumors started swirling that a few insiders close to Ross are finally ready to talk, and what they're hinting at could flip this whole narrative upside down. They're saying Ross wasn't just beefing for clout. He might have been moving behind the scenes trying to lock down his own documentary deal about the whole BMF story. Wild, right? People online been calling it a power grab, saying Ross wanted to control the story before 50 or anyone else could expand on it. If that's true, then all that fake friendship with Big Meech wasn't about loyalty at all. It was strategy. Ross been known to turn real-life headlines into business moves, but this time he might have played himself too hard. Meanwhile, 50's crew seems unfazed. They've been dropping cryptic posts and laughing emojis like they already know what's coming next. The energy feels different now, like a storm's brewing behind closed doors. You can almost feel that calm before the explosion. As for Big Meech, people close to him say he's staying silent on purpose, trying not to feed the fire. But fans keep tagging him, demanding answers, especially after Ross went ghost on social media again. Every time he disappears, the theories get louder and it's clear the streets are watching every move. Now here we are. The drama's boiling over, and it feels like the calm before the biggest storm yet. Every player in this saga is moving in silence, but the streets can tell something major is about to drop. 50's been hinting at a new project, Ross keeps dodging questions, and Big Meech is keeping his cards close. Too close. That silence alone got the internet spinning wild theories. Some fans swear 50's gearing up to expose the truth once and for all, maybe even with footage that's never been seen before. Others think Ross already saw it coming and trying to get ahead of the smoke, lining up interviews and throwing soft jabs in his posts like he's innocent. But nobody's buying that act anymore. Every move he makes feels too calculated, too quiet, like he's waiting for something he can't control. And as for Big Meech, people say he's done playing the background. He's focused on turning his story into a legacy move, not just gossip headlines. If that's true, it could be the comeback nobody expected, and the one that shuts down all the fake talk once and for all. But still, one thing's certain, this story changed the game forever. Loyalty got tested, friendships got exposed, and reputations got rewritten in real time. The industry's watching closely, cause whatever comes next is about to shake the culture from the top down. Zip with the Drip, who's been saying from day one that 50 was the only one keeping it real about Big Meech, had a lot to say once this whole mess hit the fan. He claimed from the start that things would eventually fall apart and that Ross would turn his back on Meech. And now, here we are, right in the middle of it all. Fans all over the internet been debating nonstop, with many saying Meech's shot at a big comeback got wrecked before it could even begin. But here's the twist. It might not be over for Meech at all. Some folks online flipped the script, pointing out the irony in the situation. One user even posted, "Let me get this straight. A former officer switching up on someone who did time. Who could have predicted that? And now a dude known for being slick gets played by another slick dude? That's what you call karma." And honestly, that comment had the internet laughing for days. Still, no matter which side you're on, everyone can agree this saga turned into one of the wildest stories the culture's seen in years. The alliances, the betrayals, the timing, every piece of it feels straight out of a movie. But what do you think? Is Big Meech sitting back plotting his next power move? Or is this really the end of the road for that chapter? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button, share this with your people, and make sure you're subscribed. Cause trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. See you in the next one.